Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with one of the previous presidents of the Florida Association of School Psychologists, Freda Reid. Welcome, Freda. She's the 46th president of our association. Freda, could you tell us what year that you served in your official capacity as FASP president?
Yes, 2002 to 2003.
Okay, and it's now July 12th, 2018. We're in the middle of our Summer Institute at the PGA National Resort and Spa in Palm Beach Gardens. So we're a couple of years past the time when you were the FASP president. Tell us a little bit about what you're up to now, Freda.
Well, you see, a couple of years, a lot more past a couple of years. I have retired. And I continue to live in Jacksonville, where I am teaching for Florida State College at Jacksonville. I continue to serve on the FASP board as chair of the Ethics and Standards of Practice Committee, the Retirement Committee, and I'm presently chairing the Ad Hoc Committee on Crisis.
So you're still very active in the organization, even though you've retired and it's been a couple of years. But let's return to your time when you were the FASP president. Could you tell us some of the major events or accomplishments that took place under your leadership?
Well, I'd first like to start with a disclaimer, because you're asking me to remember things from 16 years ago, and breakfast is rather fuzzy right now. But the main thing that I remember is that in my platform, member services and communication was something that I really want to focus on and improve. And to that end, I created what's known as the FASP Flash. We had that, before that, we could only communicate through our newsletter, which was quarterly, and a hard copy that came in the mail. So we weren't using the technology that we use today. So I thought we needed to be able to have a way to get information to members when there might have been some legislative action we needed to take, or some calls we needed to have information about immediately. So I developed the FASP Flash, which I'm pleased to say is still being used for that purpose. So I feel that's my legacy to FASP, the FASP Flash.
Well, that is an important accomplishment, because it allows us to provide information instantaneously. So thank you, Freda. Could you tell us some of the challenges that occurred during the time period when you served as FASP president?
Well, during my presidency, we were having the reauthorization of IDEA, the reauthorization of ESA, and the first Florida Reading Program. And some of the information coming out was indicating that we would not be using IQ tests in the manner that we previously had. Even Dr. Pasternak, who at that time was the Assistant Secretary for Special Education and Rehabilitative Services, was talking about the demise of IQ testing at the NASP conference in Toronto. So that created a lot of angst for psychologists, and we even had some controversy from other psychologists thinking that we were throwing out the baby with the bathwater. But we were having to look at the expanding role of school psychologists, and we had to look at things such as progress monitoring, intervention, prevention, and assisting teachers with reading activities. So this was kind of a challenge for people who have been in the field for a number of years, because change is hard. So I think it kind of threatened people. They were comfortable with IQ testing, they knew what it was involved, and to have this thought of it being taken away was very challenging and unsettling for many of the psychologists, but we managed to get through it.
Good news. Could you tell us if there were any political, environmental, or personal influences on your presidency that you feel comfortable sharing?
Well, this is a little uncomfortable, but one of my concerns was there was not enough diversity on the board. And to that end, I made a commitment that I would bring diversity to the board. And this caused some problems for some people, and we had to have some conversations about that.
Were you successful in bringing diversity to the board?
That year, yes, I brought on a diverse group of people, male and female, because we didn't have many males, we didn't have many minorities, so we did that. And I think we've seen a lot carried through other boards also.
Well, we actually have a position of diversity, a chair currently. Do you feel that's helpful in continuing to recognize the diversity of our colleagues and bringing them into executive positions and things of that nature?
To an extent, but I think it needs to be expanded, because I think sometimes we lose the focus that there are other groups that need to be represented and that issues addressed, and I'd like to see more.
Okay, well, we want to continue hearing from you on that, Freda, because as an organization, we're very proud of our diversity, and we want to continue to promote getting opinions from all of our people, all of our members. Could you tell me what did being FASP president mean to you personally?
It was challenging, as I'm sure all the presidents will agree, but for me it was growth facilitating. It made me expand in many different ways that I never thought I would. It was enriching, and it was exciting. It was exciting to meet all these people that you use their test instruments, or you read their books, such as Dan Reslia, Nancy Mather, Bruce Bracken. To sit down and have coffee with these people, it was just such a thrill. And to be introduced as FASP president, and they seemed to be excited to meet the FASP president. So it was quite an experience that I highly recommend to all.
Well, thank you, Freda. And do you remember if there were any other political, environmental, or personal influences on your presidency that you'd feel comfortable sharing?
I think that was the most significant one.
Okay. Well, you are one of the rare school psychologists who has received the Willard Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award. So this indicates that you have made a significant impact on school psychology throughout your career at the state level as well as nationally. Could you share some of the primary accomplishments that you feel may have led to your selection for this award?
Well, of course, it was quite a surprise to receive the award, and it came as I was retiring. And so I was I was really pleased that my colleagues honored me for doing something that I love to do, and that is working for children. I especially work and believe in the Children's Services Fund, and my years of commitment to FASP, I think, may have been a factor in that. And working particularly, I worked in Duval County with children, and I've advocated for the field of school psychology and for children.
Well, your advocacy has made a huge difference, I'll have to say that. Is there anything else you'd like to impart with us as a former FASP president?
Well, I would like to encourage the young psychologists to get involved, and I also would like to encourage the board to think more about how we can better serve the membership. I always think of Janet Jackson's song, "What Have You Done For Me Lately?" And I think that's something we need to keep asking ourselves as a board, that what have we done lately for our members, and how we're advocating for them and for the children of Florida.
Well, thank you, Ms. Freda Reid, the 46th president of the Florida Association of School Psychologists.
Thank you.